you can see that there are Air Force helicopters. This is a emergency landing situation. There's not a helipad there, but you can see, as you can see, Narendra Modi coming out, and he himself in ground zero, the Prime Minister of the country, the Prime Minister himself, Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself is on ground zero. As you can see that he is coming out, and he himself will be doing the
All right, so Kamalika Sen-Gupta bringing those live visuals from ground zero. You can see exclusively on CNN News 18. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is finally on ground zero in Balasore to take stock of the situation. As we can also see, he is accompanied by his entire staff. At the same time, Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav also accompanying the Prime Minister. We can also see Dharmendra Pradhan accompanying Prime Minister over there. Prime Minister has made an emergency landing just a minute ago. It has been a very, very crucial phase for the entire central government. They have been working as far as coordination with the state governments is concerned. We saw the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee also highlight that they will need assistance from the central government, and most of the state governments, whether that of Odisha or Bengal, are right now steering clear of any kind of politicization, because right now what's important is that the various state resources in fact sort of combine themselves with the central forces like the NDRF, which has already swung into action, and the Prime Minister's presence right now on ground zero is perhaps going to arrive only as a morale boost to all those rescue teams which are right now working and have swung into full action. They've been working in full force, in unison. And remember, it's not just the NDRF, but also the ODRF or the SDRF, along with the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force, that are accompanying the rescue and relief operations. Prime Minister Modi's helicopters have just landed. You're seeing this on CNN News 18 as we are bringing you a minute-by-minute update of what's taking place at that disaster site. It's a national disaster of epic proportions. This kind of a railway tragedy has not been witnessed in the country in the last 2 decades. Prime Minister Modi at Balasore in that disaster site right now, taking stock of the situation, what exactly happened, how that collision took place. Remember, it's a triple train crash that he'll be reviewing. How and what led to that is a matter of investigation by the railways. An inquiry has already been set up. But as you can see, the NDRF and the Indian Army are already there. As Prime Minister Modi has arrived, and he's arrived straight at that disaster site in Balasore, as he's also been accompanied by Railways Minister Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, also Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan accompanying him. Whether or not State Chief Ministers like Mamata Banerjee or Naveen Patnaik will be meeting the Prime Minister and how much time, let's find out from Kamalika Sen-Gupta. Kamalika, Prime Minister is there. What is going to happen now?
And he's going to definitely see the place of occurrence, the accident place of occurrence. And you can see that he's talking to all the railway persons, he's talking to railway ministers, he's talking to Dharmendra Pradhan and the railway officials, and he'll also go to the hospital. That's what we have got it from the sources. And he is basically, obviously, it's a moral boost because it's a national disaster. And this is a paddy field where this 3 helicopters of Indian Air Force that has landed. So there was no helipad. Taking risk of that situation, still, Prime Minister came here because there was no specific helipad here. But 3 helicopters of Indian Air Force landed here, and the Prime Minister was there. And the Prime Minister came out. We were there with very close proximity. He was talking to Ashwini Vaishnav, the Rail Minister, and he was in now, as you can see in the visuals, he's talking and he's taking stock of the situation.
Right, and you rightly mentioned this is a paddy field, and it was an emergency landing that has been made through these choppers. For how much time is he expected to be here to review this entire disaster site? And Is he also expected to visit the hospitals that are providing first aid?
That's what we are getting from his sources. That he's going to go to both the places. The place is the point of occurrence and also the hospital. And definitely the fact that he is the guardian of the entire nation, so obviously he will be, that he is there with the people. That's what the message he will try to give, and that's what the people also want. Their situation is really horrific. You know, anybody who is also doing this relief operation, tears are also there in their eyes. So, you know, NDRF, Indian Army, police, they have done lots of such operations. But, you know, this is something which is a history. And as a journalist also, as I've been telling, one should not be emotional. But when one reaches ground zero, this, I have not covered something like this terrific.
Absolutely. This has been a horrific national tragedy, one that, as you were rightly pointing out, Kamalika, that has not been witnessed by the country in nearly 2 decades. Having said that,